Welcome to Landria Unka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an awesome life. It's time, and we are going into the new dimensions. I can feel it. Is it me? Or are people like really happy? Okay, I just came back from CrossFit, so I'm looking a little bit, crazy. But what's new, right? I really don't care so much about how I look is getting my message on here for you guys. Be nice if I put a little makeup on once in a while, but hey. All right, I stopped at the grocery store on the way home, and it was noticeable that people were really happy. They were laughing. I talked to a bunch of people that, were like making eye contact, and there are a couple babies. The babies were even happy. Usually they're like screaming. These babies were like happy and waving, and it was really noticeable. And I thought, oh my gosh, I really feel like a super big change is happening. So this is, actually tomorrow will be August of 2017. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after this point, because I think it's going to really accelerate. It already is. What's happening is things have accelerated for me too. Big changes have been coming, and I have asked for acceleration. This is something that you can do. Now, I want you to think about this. When I say, hey, doesn't it seem like the world is like really getting better and people are happy? Are you disagreeing with that? Does that not seem like the case with you? Because here's the reason I'm bringing this up. If you're not feeling like the world is becoming a better place, a happier place, a friendlier place, then maybe you're still stuck in the third dimension. And maybe you're seeing the, chemtrails. I don't even know. That stuff's just like crazy to me, because it's just not in my world. I'm not saying you're crazy for, thinking about it, but like, why would you even focus on that stuff? I don't even know what those are, and I don't want to know. I've never seen them, because in my world they don't exist. So what exists in your world? Are you focused on those things? They will show up. Are you looking at the, reptilians are going to come down and, they're here and they're in the government, all this stuff? Well, that's your world. It's not mine. In my world, the positive energy far outweighs the negative, and the negative, I think, is just, part of us experiencing something different, and it has choice, and we don't have to give it attention or hang out with it. That's it. And that negativity, in no matter what format it's in, is going to eventually find its way back to the ultimate, pure loving source that we all are from, that we all are that. And I'm going to do one after this, that talks about how we are all from one particle. All of us come from one particle. We don't like share it, we are it. Okay, I know it sounds a little crazy, but that really is the case. So if you're feeling like the world is getting better, and even if you're in a challenging situation, it doesn't seem so horrible anymore, and that that situation, your gut's telling you, what, I'm in this challenging situation, but, I think this is good. I think it's going to push me into something that I love doing, and that I'm going to have to make a decision, or I'm going to have to get motivated to change negative habits that I've had, or I'm going to, if your health is bad, I have some friends that have real challenges, and they're really looking at life differently, and it's this really big, wonderful opportunity for them to change their lives and say, you know what, I'm sick for a reason. Stress and this whole thing about, what's going on out in the world up until this point that's been traditionally how we've been functioning doesn't work anymore. And if you don't make that switch over to, I need to start loving my life, and it's not just about the money, that's going to all start coming. There's some scary stuff. I'm going through some transitions now that it's like, okay, I'm having to deal with the fact that I have to let go of certain things that I felt were secure, because, I like to feel that way, and I'm a risk taker anyway, so I don't know why that's even coming up, but it's me having to face some, things that I need to break through myself, and I'm taking that opportunity and saying, okay, just sit and feel this. What is this, and where's it coming from? And that's just some programming that I have to recognize that really is not serving me well. It's going to stop me from moving forward into things that I want to do. Do you have something that's holding you back? Like you can't quit that job because God forbid, you wouldn't have stability. Well, you don't have to go do something crazy. Find something awesome. Even if it pays less and you get excited about it, I'm sorry, but my opinion is you've got to go after it. You cannot live a life being miserable just because you get a paycheck. And the same pattern and the same TV shows and the same beer you crack every night and the same junk food or, drive-through that you go to or the same, negative gaming that you do or that you allow your kids to do, it's got to stop. If it doesn't stop, if you don't break those habits, they're going to be uncomfortable, then what's going to happen? You will stay in that place. And it's not going to feel good. It's going to feel really bad. And the longer you stay in there, the more difficult it is to break away from it, because then it's sort of like, well, why bother now? A lot of you have this thing about your age. I don't know where that comes from. I mean, I'm never going to stop, trying new things and doing stuff. I can remember last year, I joined CrossFit. I've always worked out, but CrossFit is really very challenging. If you're not familiar with it, it takes some very intense cardio with weight training and strength. So I can remember, having to do stuff that I didn't normally do because I was mostly a runner and did spinning and a lot of weight training, but, strength training. But this is really, really pushing me. We did, let's see, for 600 singles jump ropes, 600. Go out there and do that and see how long you last. We did 600 ropes. I didn't even know what a double under is. I now know how to do double unders. That's when you flick the rope twice with one jump. So it's, and you got to do that like 100 times. And then I had to do some, clean squats. That's when you lift the barbell weight and you squat all the way down. And I had to do that 50 times. And then I had to do 40 pull-ups and 40 push-ups. And that's, by the way, that doesn't include the 200-meter run and all the other stuff we had to do. That was the warm-up. It was a lot, but it's not. I look at a year ago and I think, it took me a year to get to the point where I'm really quick now. And I'm really lifting weight and I'm going all the way down those squats and I'm not that sore the next day. When in CrossFit, you're pretty much always sore. So what does that do? It's like I'm pushing myself into areas that are good for me, and I continue to get stronger. I can continue to get faster. And I don't look at my age. There's people in that class of all ages. And they all welcome each other. We're all there to be better and stronger and fit. And life is like that. You can pick something. If you want to do it, you just have to go do it. You just have to start living your life. And it's going to bring joy and it's going to break those patterns and you're going to feel good about yourself and you will be challenged along the way. I've launched several businesses. I'm launching another one. I've been working on this. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to change lives. So I'm contributing some positive stuff while I do this too. So what if what you're going into, you want to do something, you don't feel like it's really contributing in a positive way? If you are happy in what you're doing, it's contributing in a positive way. Because you're going to raise your frequency. You're going to be happier when you go home if you're married or, if you have kids or whatever. They're going to benefit from a happy mom or dad. No matter what your situation, if you're happier and fulfilled in life, everybody benefits. You're going to be in that grocery store like I was today, talking to people and laughing and, waving at the little baby because life's going to look wonderful again. And that's really what you need to shoot for. Because the money and all the other stuff, it's all going to start to flow because you're raising your frequency. You open the gateways for abundance. Because abundance is, attracted to positive energy. Why? Because it's a higher frequency. So this, when somebody tells me that I don't believe in law of attraction, I'm like, well, then you don't believe in science, period. I mean, really? Law of attraction. So let's put that aside. Law of attraction, I think it's the term, or manifesting, like it's some magical thing. It's just a frequency. It's just frequencies matching on each other. You could take it in a lab and look at radio frequencies. A high or a low one. You've got to just look at this as a scientific kind of thing. When you're on a lower frequency, a higher frequency doesn't even know you're there. Right? So you're going to connect to other lower frequencies. That's all it is. So when you're in a lower state of mind, it's a fact that your heart and your electrical force that you put out from your body is looking different. It's not going to connect like a higher frequency is. And it's like that when somebody walks in the room, if they're on a higher frequency or not. They might just feel good and they haven't even opened their mouth. So all these things that are going to challenge you are going to take you to awesome places, and there will be some fear along the way. But there's going to be fear in a life you don't love too. Fear of that you're going to die never having gone after your dreams. I can't imagine anything worse. For me, that would be just get me off the planet right now, because I cannot live like that. I'm going to constantly be exploring, constantly trying to expand, creating. And expansion is going to make you happy. It really is. And even if you're not sure what your passion is, I'm not always really sure because I have so many, and I realize, wait a minute, my passion is creating. I just love to come up with new ideas and try stuff. Not everything works, but I'm accomplishing wonderful things, and I think that I change people's lives, and I love doing that, and I want to be a positive force on this earth, on this planet. And so clean up your body, be healthy, clean up your mind, meditate, start smiling. Do you see the world as a happy place? If you do, that's a good sign. It's a sign that you are starting to vibrate on that higher frequency, and you're connecting to it, and you are actually going to start to go into that fourth and fifth dimension. And maybe beyond, who knows, right? Wouldn't that be fun if everything was just wonderful and a challenge showed up and you went, ooh, this is sort of fun, almost like a puzzle. It may take you a while to put a complex one together, and a little frustrating sometimes because you want to get it done, but it's fun because you know that when you get it done, it's going to be beautiful, and you spent so much time, and you used your brain and creativity to get it done. And that's how we should look at our challenges, even if they're financial ones. Those are the tough ones. Nobody wants to be broke, but you can turn that around by raising that frequency and saying, okay, I'm going to do, even if you have to say affirmations, the affirmations alone won't do it, but if you say them and they make you feel better, that's great. Visualize. Get yourself in that frame of mind. Write your story. Did you see my video, Let's Write Your Story? Write your story in detail. I get up when I want to. I watch the sunrise with my perfect partner. We have a cup of coffee together on our balcony overlooking the ocean. I can hear the ocean. I can smell the salt water and feel the breeze, and you describe your life, how you're living it. And then we go to this grocery store, we pick out some beautiful foods, and we come home and cook, and then we catch a flight to Paris the next morning, first class. I mean, describe it, and I guarantee you're going to start to feel really good, because you're visualizing it. And if you've studied, Tony Robbins does this. He's famous for it, right? The studies where the people that actually practiced the basketball shot were just as effective as the people who practiced in their head. It was the same thing. You can do it too. They even did it with people practicing the piano. People practice in their mind for like, I don't know, a couple hours a day, some crazy amount of time in their head. And then there were people who actually did it on the piano. And the results were the same. That's how effective visualizing is. Create this. Get that frequency up. It's your job. It's going to create a life that you love. It's going to create the life that you dream of. And you have got to go after it, because you're only going to be in this body, in this moment once, because everything else is billions of probabilities, and you can change that probability at any split second. It constantly changes. And you get to choose that path. With a thought, you change things. With an action, you change things. One action changes your entire life. It absolutely changes your life. Not one thing after that, one action that you changed will be exactly the same. You won't be on that street at the same moment. You won't, say that thing at the same moment. Other people will be different places. Every probability changes at that moment. So all you have to do is baby steps. And I know you can do it. You know why? Because you are a beautiful, limitless, powerful being. You are of the same stardust I came from, that is blasted out from the source, that blew everything out to experience all of these things that we suffer through, which could be so beautiful. And if we raise this planet's density, and we go into that fourth and fifth dimension, your life is going to be that grocery store where people are laughing and they're all talking to each other. It was weird. I was like, this is awesome. It's like, wow, everybody was so happy. What's your world look like? You want to join me? It's going to be challenging, but boy, the rewards are going to be awesome. And then when you think of that challenge as something like, okay, I'm going to get through this. I need to get through this. How do I get through this? And then you work on it. You work on the meditating. You work on clearing out the negative thoughts. And then it becomes a way of life for you. You're up for it. It's your time. Let's do it now. Do it now. Don't get yourself all, depressed and get all excited and go, oh, this doesn't work. When one little thing happens, that's your challenge. That's your challenge, to raise that frequency. Oh, something happened. That doesn't matter, because I know my frequency's raising, and I know it's already done. I'll just be patient, and it'll show up when it's supposed to. In the meantime, I'm going to keep the meditation. I'm going to smile. I'm going to do whatever I need to get through whatever, troubling time you have. And the reason why you're there is because you've set yourself up for that, right? You've been doing the things up to that point that put you in that, and you needed to learn that. Okay, done learning, let's move on. You are whole, you are perfect, you are powerful, you are strong, you are loving, I almost forgot, harmonious and happy. Thank you for sending that beautiful person on the other end of this camera miracles today and every day. Thank you for those miracles of healing, of abundance, giving them the strength to turn everything around and create the life that they love. Thank you for that. And now you have to say thank you and accept that. And if you accept that, get ready for wonderful things. Get excited and envision that wonderful life in your head, and don't stop until it starts showing up, because it will. Be patient too. It's not my strong suit. Sending you light, love, healing, peace, joy, abundance, prosperity, and a higher frequency. Namaste.